All right, guys. Hey, I'm here with Robert Garza. The verdict is supposed to come in. They said it's going to be about 15 minutes from now. So we're going to have this in the background. Once that starts, we will unmute it, but we're going to watch it with you. We're going to watch it with you. I came on a few minutes ago. I was actually supposed to be going on a TV show, and they found out about the verdict with me. And they said, Eric, go do that and then come back because they want to talk about it with us as well because they realize the importance. And here it comes. You guys, we're going to go ahead and unmute this. We might talk a little bit in between, but let's watch this together. This is one of the most important moments in the history of fathers' rights. I'm telling you, this is one of the most important moments. I know it's a celebrity, but it's being talked about, and that's what we've been waiting for a very long time. Robert, what has seeing this meant to you, man?
Wow, it's a milestone for sure. I went through 11 years of false allegations and family court. In any other court, you can get something done, but everyone knows that what it feels like going through this, especially on this group. And this is a very important milestone.
Guys, while we're waiting for this, I think now that men have actually been listened to. How many of you, put it down in the comments, don't be afraid, the world needs to see this. How many of you have been through situations like you're seeing on the screen right now? There's many of them that have been saying, it was just Amber Heard. You can believe everybody, but not Amber Heard, right? This is something that's been going on for decades and decades, and we've been trying to get people to listen, and it's kind of fallen upon deaf ears, right? Thank God that we're finally starting to see this. I think it sucks that it had to take a celebrity for this to be out there, but I'm also at the same time, guys, I'm thankful that it is finally getting it. I mean, we've been all over the country, Robert, talking to legislators about this, and it usually falls upon deaf ears. My biggest thing is when things like this happen, it seems to swell up. Everybody's excited about it and saying, hey, we need to get some change. We need to get some change. And then once this trial falls off, it's going to go silent, or either the media is going to rush to find another case that they can reclaim this narrative, right? We can't let them do that. We can't let them do that. We will be next month in July 5th, rallying for John Mast, who got shot at the custody exchange when he went to pick up his kids, fought for 3 years against stuff like you're seeing right here on this screen, man. And when he went to get his kids, he lost his life. And for any of you that have not seen I Stand with John, please go check that out on YouTube. But we got lots of comments coming down in there, guys. I thank you for everybody tuning in. Like I said, this is what Dad Talk Today does. This is what we have tried to raise awareness about for so long. So it means a lot. And hopefully, I've got this going. Hopefully you'll be able to hear the audio. They usually turn it on right when they go to talk. If not, I'm going to pull it up here on the microphone.
Yeah, just be watching, because there's other bills coming up that they're trying to sneak stuff in that you don't know about that will affect all of us, and allegations and everything else.
And man, I'm sorry. It seems like society has forgot about a lot of us. Domestic violence happens equally to men. There was actually a Harvard study done years ago that found 70% of the time it was initiated by women. What happened to this study? 4 days later, it was gone. You can still find it, but you got to go searching for it. There are so many billions of dollars that goes into this domestic violence industry, and it's attached to media, it's attached to entertainment, and a little bit of everything. So it's hard, because where most men are that are fighting these types of battles? They're at work. They're at work spending their money. They don't get the resources that a lot of these other people get. So
can you imagine if they had kids? Wow.
No, I couldn't.
This was a 7-day trial on an allegation, much less if they had kids, what everyone else here is going through. There would have been some nasty, I can't even imagine how bad that would have gotten.
And that's the thing. Like I said, there is numerous Amber Heards out there, numerous. But anybody that watches this case right now can tell what was going on. The fake acting was horrible. How she ever got a role in Aquaman in the first place is beyond me, because she's a horrible actor. And just to know that he went through this, even though the guy might win this one, we don't know. That's what we're about to find out. He already lost, several opportunities. His name's been through the mud, the whole 9 yards. And there's many of these cases, if you can fight it off and get exonerated, that stigma is still going to follow Johnny for the rest of his life. And that's what a lot of these men are going through. They try to carry on with their lives after this kind of trash happens, right? And like I said, even if it's true or not, it doesn't have to be true. They just have to make you think it's true.
Yeah. Look, they were only married for what, a year and a half, something like that. And it took several years of him or her accusing him of all kinds of stuff and losing jobs and everything else just for that year and a half they were together. No kids. This gets ugly fast.
Definitely does, man. Robert, talk to everybody real quick while I am pulling this up. I just want to have a backup in case the audio doesn't.
For all of you that don't know me, I'm Robert Garza. I go with Eric everywhere all across the country. We go testify in front of judiciary committees about these things that are going on in family court, false allegations, child support, the effects if you don't do 50-50. All the statistics are there that you're putting children at risk. So if a judge is sentencing these children to less than 35% with any parent, it's actually sentencing to children at risk automatically, which the most standard possessions actually put children at risk. So it's not in the best interest of the children. Another thing with false allegations, been through a lot of them. We actually have here in Texas, hopefully, I have a bill going in to fight against false allegations. It's called Time Taken, Time Back. We're going to introduce it into the legislature. Hopefully, it'll pass. But basically, it takes the incentivization out of making the false claim in the first place by when CPS does their investigation and it gets ruled out, when they give the child back to the parent, they also return that time that was taken. In my case, it was 43 allegations, never arrested, never convicted, any of that stuff. That's what they were false. So if this bill was enacted, it probably would have happened once or twice. The biggest travesty is, you're taking resources away from CPS that could be investigating children that are really being hurt or in danger. So anyway, hopefully stuff like that will be getting enacted. But that's what we do. We hear from all of you all. We know your stories. We've been through your stories, feel your stories. And, we'll be up there with John. So if you want to come out, we'll actually be up there. When is it?
July 5th. July 5th. Yeah. Cases like his don't get the coverage that something like this does. There's 3 years of going through false allegations and fighting the family courts and CPS, exonerated. And then, like I said, when he shows up to get his kids, he was killed, and there's so many more of these cases, guys. So I see this is probably like one of the all-time records of viewership right now with Dad Talk. And if you're here, thank you for tuning in. But I can tell you, years before this case happened, we've been talking about issues like this non-stop. Went to 43 states last year, going to legislators, talking to the capitals, trying to raise awareness about men's rights, fathers' rights, and how nobody believes him. We've got a survey coming up very soon that asks a lot of these men, do you feel like, people believe you? Is there any resources for you out there? Here is Johnny. He was obviously a victim of domestic violence, if you ask me. Where was the shelter for him? Where were the shelters for the rest of these men? How many of you men, let's do this again. Let's get it down there in the comments. How many of you men have been a victim of domestic violence with your ex? How many of you been hit? How many of you see this situation and say, that's very similar to what I went through? Men, I think Warren Farrell said it best. Dr. Warren Farrell, he said, the world cannot hear what men don't say. And if we don't raise our voices and let people know what's going on, then it's going to continue to happen. I do not want to see the steam die down from this case. And, Johnny, if by some chance you end up finding this video out of the millions of videos that are being made right now, we need you, man. We need you.
Yes. So, well, they listened to him because he was, a megastar. Usually, nothing like this coverage. Your cases don't. I mean, look at all of you all, how much y'all have been in court and whatever. Even John Mast lost his life and he didn't get the coverage this did. We did a documentary and stuck it up on YouTube.
I'm going to read some of these real quick. Robert, not trying to cut you off. I want to get to it, but listen to this. DJ Wicker, I've had plates busted across my face, hit with gallons of buckets of paint. Man, they're coming in so quick. Lived it, and I have 2 kids. It's nothing you want to go through. Flint said, got court over my sons for joint custody and visitations this month, fighting the stigma of fathers being deadbeats. Nate River, I was abused by my ex-wife, but I ended up going to jail and having a charge to fight. There's many of these men, and guys, just go through the comments and you'll see they're coming in as quick as we can get to them. But a lot of these men will call and say, hey, I'm a victim. She's hit me or she's done something. What happens a lot of times? They show up and they take him to jail. Yep. They take him to jail. A lot of people aren't aware of why that happens. 30 years, there was this thing that was called the Violence Against Women's Act. It gives millions of dollars in funding to these DV industries. And if you ask me, that's what Amber was. She was a puppet for the DV industry. That's my opinion. I stand by it. And they definitely tried to protect her. If anybody had looked at this evidence really closely in the first place, how it ever had to go to a second trial is beyond me. Because, this should just be completely obvious as to what's going on.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's very plain. I mean, you can see even in one of the tapes that she admitted, that she hit him. Like, she's like, no one's going to believe you. All right. So I knew this could happen. This usually happens, is saying, oh, this isn't all women. We know it's not all women. I don't think there's ever been a broadcast where we said this is all women and that all women are Amber Heard. But there is a lot of women out there like her. And when men try to speak up, most of the time people don't listen to them. That's what we're doing here. If a woman goes through this, it is equally as disgusting. And I empathize with them just as much. But the fact that when men speak out about it and nobody wants to listen, that's where the problem is. That's why we do what we do here. And many times we'll try to get people canceling us. Again, we hate women or we're just against women. No, that's not that. That's not that, man. 82.5% of the time in Texas, it's 90%. When dads fight for custody, they end up on the losing side. Guys, it's a $60 billion a year industry when we're talking about family courts. There's more money that goes through the family courts than any of the other courts. And even though this isn't a family court situation, it's very closely tied. Very, very closely tied. So anyway, I guess they're still waiting. These comments are crazy. I mean, it's just one right after the other, after the other, after the other.
Guys, I wish I had time to respond to each and every single one of you, but you are important. You do matter. And don't be afraid to speak.
Yeah, speak out for sure. If you need any help with any of this stuff and you're thinking about going through a divorce or a custody battle, you're more than welcome to come join us. This is Dad Talk Today, but you can go to Dad Talk Today support group. In that support group, there is lots of help for you. There's listening advocates for you that have been through what you've been through. There's people that are in law can help you in there too. Some lawyers. There's psychological people in there, therapists that will help you with some of the trauma that you're going through, because it is traumatic. It's very traumatic to have your kids taken away from you or experience false allegations.
Absolutely. It is, man. Like I said, the comments still keep going to these guys, man. And for so long, you haven't had a voice. Please. The Dad Talk Today support group. It's 100% free. It's a private group where you can come in there and talk to other people that have been through what you've been through without the fear of somebody not understanding what you're going through. And I hope you guys will definitely get in there and join us with this.
Here's the judge.
Here we go, guys.
All right. I understand we have a verdict. All right. Are we ready for the jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Just for everybody in the gallery, reminder that this is a court of law. And regardless of the verdict, I will not tolerate any outbursts whatsoever. Okay?
You can hear that, Robert?
Yeah. Let me see if it's doing it on.
Looks.
Yeah, it's on the live stream too. Yep.
All right.
I'm nervous.
Yeah. I feel like I'm listening to the OJ verdict again. Robert, I am going to mute me and you, okay?
Okay.
If I could have the attorney's approach for a moment.
So, guys, I know somebody was saying turn the volume up. They cut it out in between when they're speaking. So once they start speaking, you'll be able to hear them again. So, like I said, we're just going to mute ourselves and sit here and wait with you. So glad to be here with you guys. It'll be back. The sound will be back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what I need you to do, I need to give the forms back to you. When you find for a defamatory statement, one or more, you need to fill out the compensatory damages. It has to be at least $1 for compensatory damages and up to whatever you feel the damages should be. And for punitive damages, you can put a 0 there, or you can fill out that as well, but I need those lines filled out, okay? All right, so if I can have you retire back to the deliberation room and do that for me, okay?
Do you understand what happened?
All right, so we'll be in recess till we hear back from them. Don't go too far, okay?
Thank you.
So what happened was, can you hear me, Eric?
Yeah.
I guess they came back with the verdict, but they didn't fill out the damages or whatever. And so that has to be filled out. I guess somebody just didn't fill that out. So now they have to go back and fill that out.
All right. So, all right, guys. Yeah, just got a text on it. Just got a text on it, and they said they think, it'll be back pretty quickly. So maybe we can talk to some of our guys down here while we're waiting.
Yeah. Let's meet some
So
people, see what they've been through.
Charles Langevin said they have definitely found wrongdoing, but they forgot to figure out how much she owes. Nita said, Team Johnny Depp. John Johnson said again, why did somebody come into court with an animal shirt on? Why did they let him in? Sorry, I have ADD. Yeah. Yeah. I tell you what, man, the internet, brother. Aaron J. Renford Brooks said, Team Johnny all the way. I've been through a similar situation before 4 years ago. These ambers are everywhere in the world. Mark Fiddleman said, if there is damages she lost on defamatory. Yeah, man, I know they know that the world is watching. So you guys, again, just get down there, tell everybody what, you have experienced. If there's anything about this that you relate to, we'd like to hear from you.
I see one that says Joe. He says, I was ordered to pay more money than I made fighting false allegations. Yes, he was ordered to pay more money. That's the family court does that. They end up giving you, when you go in there, you think it's just going to be really easy. You're going to explain what's going on, but it doesn't work that way. They end up putting in professionals, and you end up fighting the court and for your kids. So it's just a crazy situation all around.
He said, my ex ran off with my truck, left me with 3 kids, called cops, got my truck, let him walk off. She came back next day, tried busting windows out with propane tank. When I told her I called the cops, she rushed me with a Yoo-hoo bottle. Went inside to protect my kids. She came in throwing stuff down the hall at me while I took ashtray glass bottles, standing in front of my babies until I got a chance to get close enough to get a hold of her. Did nothing but throw her out and lock the doors. I mean, guys, I'll be honest with you. These stories are nonstop. I want to hear from Mr. Carnell Smith. He said, this would be a major victory for the truth that men are victimized by abusive and combative women. Absolutely. Guys, if you haven't ever heard of Carnell Smith, you need to go check him out. This man paid 11 years in child support for a child that wasn't his. After he got the DNA test, went to the courts and said, hey, child's not mine. I shouldn't have to pay. And I'd like to get, the money back. The courts, this is how crooked these courts are, said, you should have found out sooner. You're going to continue paying child support. There's warriors like this man down here, Carnell, that many people might not know, went to 11 different states following that and got legislation presented to fight back against paternity fraud. Absolutely, man. Talk about a warrior. But this has been a guy huge in men's rights. To know that you're here, Carnell, definitely means a lot. But, what
Go ahead.
I was going to say, what does this say about all the men that have been through family court and that have faced false allegations? Usually, if you can just clear your name or get beyond it, that's considered a win. But this could be a turning point, because if somebody makes these allegations, whether sexual abuse, physical abuse, they hurt your career, whatever, there should be some consequences to that, right?
Oh, yeah. 100% there should be. Yep.
And we never see perjury. We never see perjury punished. No,
nope.
They can say anything they want to about you. And if it's not true, and you can prove that it's not true, guess what happens?
Nothing.
So don't do that anymore.
Yep. No, I had a guy that was commenting on something the other day on my page, and he said it pretty well about, what was it? I'll find it here in a minute. I can't remember, but it was about that false allegations. It's a felony offense, but it's not. Nobody ever throws anyone in jail for it. So that's why it's so rampant now.
Yeah. Man, guys, I'm glad you're here. I'm sorry that this is taking a while to get to it. We are waiting for it just like you are. So. Yeah, and Jeff Aligny, he was a former state representative there in New Hampshire. He said perjury is encouraged in the family court circus. It really is. We've actually seen videos of attorneys doing training seminars, telling other attorneys that that's what they need to do. If you want to win your case, you've got this hard case and it's going to be hard to prove, just get some false allegations in there. I'm paraphrasing how they said it, but that was what they was encouraging. And we see it all the time. And guys, how politically motivated this is. I'm sorry, I might be talking about some stuff that might be boring to some of you, but it is a part of the problem. Half of our legislators here in the United States of America are attorneys, the ones making laws for me and you. I don't know of many attorneys that are out there working for us, we the people. They don't know what that extra dollar in gas is causing to me and you. They don't know what that family court and paying these bills are like for me and you. But that is who's making the laws for us. And it's why you see what you're seeing. Personally, I think that should be conflict of interest. But much like perjury, you're not going to hear much about that.
Nope. They don't promote it. And unless you've been through family court, any of you listening, you really don't know that you don't get 50-50 custody. It is not equal anywhere close to it. And the only people that pay for it are your children. And it's a chain that just keeps on going.
So I know we got a little moment in between. Let's do something fun while we're waiting. Down in the comments, I want you guys to vote. Did the turd belong to Herd or the dog? Vote turd or dog. I want to hear it. Dude, you think you've heard everything, and I've heard a lot of stuff when it comes to this, but could you imagine waking up and seeing a log in the bed? That's evil,
I can't
man.
imagine that.
Dude, everybody's coming up with turd. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I can't.
No, it's not beautiful.
Imagine.
It's not beautiful. But at the same time, to think about that, man, I mean, you have to be an evil person to do that on a bed. Seriously. So you guys think it was her turd? I don't see any dogs in here.
And they call it the Me Poo movement now, don't they?
Yeah, they looked under the sheet and said, "Who let the dogs out?" It's the best I had. That was the best.
Those are dad jokes. Those are so dad jokes.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, it's definitely. It seems like it was her turd. You know, that's public opinion. Dude, it gives a whole new meaning to Amber Alert, right? Our guys need to get herd immunity.
Mm-hmm.
I can keep going. Keep going. Oh, yeah. Michelle, I see what you said about Johnny in there. You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed. But you know, going back to that,
somebody said it was a prank. But even if it was a prank, I mean,
no.
It was a real turd. Like, how do you prank somebody when it's real? Like, I was prank stabbing you. I stabbed you, but it was a prank.
Right. I mean, I don't get it, man. You know, I got to go back and watch this thing from the very beginning. I had somebody that's wanting me to write like a book.
Oh my gosh.
On this.
Summer's funny. Summer Johnson. She needs a litter box.
A litter box?
Summer Johnson. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, dude, it was personal. It was vindictive. And for somebody that looks at this on the outside and you've never been through this family court or this type of court drama, I want you to understand this looks crazy. It looks sensational. And of course, the media did help sensationalize it. But when you're talking about these cases, I don't think any of us were surprised. It gets crazy. I know it sounds crazy because it is. And again, think if Johnny would have been a normal everyday guy and he would have been a celebrity, what would have happened? He probably would have lost this.
Let's be honest. Hosed. Completely hosed.
Oh, 100%. Joseph Cloy said the turd burglar. I haven't heard that one in a while. I just had to say it, turd burglar.
That's funny. They're like, we can go in depth with this.
Go in depth with it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Has anybody else got any puns? I'd like to hear them.
That was Baez.
But yeah, you know, I think his legal team. What did you think about his legal team? I thought they did an amazing job.
They didn't announce it yet. We have some people asking if they announced it. They're probably going to looking. No, we're waiting for them to come and announce it. So they went back. The jury went back to figure out amounts on restitution, and they're going to be coming back here pretty quick.
Well, hopefully we are going to get a conclusion to this today. Hopefully we will end up seeing what happens, but you know, like I said, man, for this movement, you guys just don't know how personal this is. It's personal.
Like if Depp doesn't date his lawyer, I will.
You know, I think there might be something there, Camille. I am not going to speculate on that. I'm not. You are a badass. Thank you for your work on this. Dude, she did a really good job.
Oh, yeah. And see, that's how a lawyer should handle everything, right?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go, guys. We are going to mute the mics and watch this along with you. Okay. It might be a second, guys. Like I said earlier, they usually cut the mic until they start talking and everything. So if you don't hear anything, and if you see somebody in the comments asking where the sound is, just let them know.
It'll be a minute anyway, because the judge hasn't been in, and then once the judge comes in, she has to let the jury in, and then the jury has to come in and sit down. So it'll be a minute. That way people don't think it's just not there.
Could you imagine being a juror on this?
I would love, I hope later they release, if there is, video of the jurors trying to decide. I mean, can you imagine I would have loved to be a juror on there.
Yeah. Well, it can't be an easy job neither, man, when you got something that's such a public spectacle. But if the results that I'm thinking should happen, don't happen, oh, dude, what does that say about our justice system? And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm going to call it before we hear it. I would not be surprised if it doesn't come out the way that we are hoping it doesn't. I would not be surprised one bit whatsoever. And if so, that's how strong that narrative is. It really is, man.
We have a thing here in Collin County that if the cops are called out in the district I live in, that someone's going to jail. If there is a domestic dispute, someone is going to jail.
Right.
And that's not cool.
All right, here we go, guys.
All right. Shall we try this again? All right. Let's do that. All right. We're ready for the jury. All right. Mr. Foreperson, is this the verdict of the jury?
Yes.
All right. Is it unanimous?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Jamie?
In civil case number CL 2019-2911, Mr. Depp's claim against Ms. Heard. 1. As to the statement appearing in the online op-ed entitled, "Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change," in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, "I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change," end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp. Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false. Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp. Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard. Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp. Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. Op-ed entitled "A Transformative Moment for Women" in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. 3, as to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled "A Transformative Moment for Women" in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of this statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $10 million. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $5 million. In civil case number CL 2019-2911, Ms. Heard's claim against Mr. Depp. 1, as to this statement appearing in the April 8, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media used fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and shield, depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as the sword, inflicting them on the public and Mr. Depp. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no. 2, as to this statement appearing in the April 27th, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first attempt did not do the trick. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911, end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Ms. Heard proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, Mr. Waldman, while acting as an agent for Mr. Depp, made or published the statement? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was seen by someone other than Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven by clear and convincing evidence that the statement by Mr. Waldman was made with actual malice? Answer, yes. 3, as to this statement appearing in the April 27th, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, we've reached the beginning of the end of Ms. Heard's abuse hoax against Johnny Depp, end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $2 million. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $0.
All right. Does either side wish to have the jury polled?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Jamie?
Members of the jury, if this is your verdict, please answer yes. If this is not your verdict, please answer no. Juror number 6. Juror number 10.
Yes.
Juror number 15.
Yes.
Juror number 16.
Yes.
Juror number 22. Juror number 27. Juror number 29.
Yes.
I do find that the jury's verdict is unanimous. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes your service in this case. I want to thank you again for your dedication and your hard work during this trial. And I know I speak for everybody here when I tell you that we appreciate your sacrifices and your time and your public service in this matter, okay? So I'm going to have you go back to the jury deliberation room for one more time, and then we'll release you from there, okay? All right, thank you.
We did it, guys. Your voice was finally heard. Yeah, I know it was Johnny Depp, but that was a big win for men today, man.
Okay.
That is
In
all of
accordance
you
with
right
law,
there.
I will amend the punitive damages award to the statutory cap of $350,000 for Mr. Depp's award, okay? I will set this down for entry of an order, and can we do it on June 24th at 10 a.m. if that's available? All right,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chu, if you could prepare that order and then circulate it to Ms. Bretterhoff, and we can have all the objections noted on it. All right?
Thank you, Dr. Brunner. Thank you very much.
All right, and if I get it before that date, I'll take it off the top.
Where's the tears
All
now?
right, again, thank you to all the attorneys for your professionalism, and you're
Right.
welcome to come to my courtroom
Yep.
anytime.
You damn right.
Give me a
Men
release
too.
and you can come anytime, okay?
Men too.
All right, court is adjourned.
Thank you.
Wow.
Ah,
This one, this was for
Come
all
on,
of
man.
you that have ever went through this. Do not give up. You are believed. They know it, but they're going to make you fight for it.
oh, man. Dude. I'm in shock. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm pretty pumped right now, but I'm in shock. I was kind of prepared for it to go the other way. I just don't, you know, I don't even know what to say, dude. I am so happy right now. Johnny, we need you right now, brother. We need you to carry this banner. And you know what? I don't think we've seen the end of it, guys. I know this is a big case. I think Will Smith would be coming up.
Yep.
From what I hear, that case could. I mean, let me make sure. I don't know that for sure, but I think there's going to be many more cases like this. But if you were somebody that was watching this verdict and tuning into Dad Talk today, that we haven't spoke with yet, guys, we need you here. We need you echoing what we've been trying to say, what happened in this case today, because this was so important, man. This was so important, and it's not over. It's not over. I'm glad that Johnny got the win, but you still got millions of other Johnnies out here. Millions.
Yeah.
And they are going to fight tooth and nail. Watch this. There's going to be an incoming in the media soon. I see it.
Yeah.
What do you think is going through his head right now?
Wow. I'm
Now
sure
that this
he's
is finally
like
over.
jumping up and down. I mean, that's probably why they didn't put him out there, because, you know, I couldn't even imagine containing yourself knowing that they, you know, you fought such a hard thing and went through all that anguish for years and years, and then it's over. Like, it is over. And, you know, the crazy part is, even if Johnny didn't even get any money at all, which he did, it wasn't about that. It was about clearing his name, just like all you men out there. It's not about money. It's not about child support. It's not about whatever it is that they want to make the narrative about. It's about you clearing your name. All of you going through this, and you never should have had to.
Somebody was asking what the final amounts were. It looks like they're going back outside the courthouse. Let me pull that back up. Yeah. Looks like we're going to see some afterthoughts here, but I think, I mean, it was definitely over 15 million. If I'm not wrong, it seemed like it was about 17
and something else. But the judge just said that she's putting a cap on something for 350,000, but there's different amounts for different things. So,
hey, hold on. Joseph Quackenbush said, I love you guys. We freaking love you guys too. We love you guys too, man. I feel, man, I wish every one of you is around right now. I feel like this deserves a celebration. It really does, man. It really does. But again, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see, because we've seen this happen too before, Robert. We've never seen a case like this. It's really got this amount of attention. But there's still many to go. I'm telling you, John Mass case is just as important, if not more important, than what you just saw here today. There were several of these fathers that lost their lives last year to the same type of crap. When we put the comment up earlier about how it was a win for all of you guys just as much as it was Johnny, that Me Too narrative was so strong, guys. So strong. I didn't know that it was going to pull through, but it did. It did.
Well, and I talked about this to my wife too. You know, she wanted to say that Johnny was drunk and this and that all the time or whatever. But think about it. Even if he was, he still didn't do anything. He beat up some cabinets. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, if you would think, and you took someone that was supposedly so strung out, so drunk, so whatever, and nobody saw any of it, like, it's the narrative. But he had to go through all that, even with his own demeanor.
Well, the world can feel real, right? You can tell when somebody's faking when they're not. Even though some of the things that Johnny did were not so flattering. I heard of him taking the drugs and the drinking and everything. He didn't hide from it. He didn't try to lie about it. He said this was it. And there's not a person alive on the face of this earth that you're not going to be able to dip into their past and find little things to cherry pick to say, hey, look, that's who they are. But that's what they do. They find these little things, they cherry pick it and say, this is who they are. And this is why, they're evil and you shouldn't be around them. But I think he was who he was. He didn't hide from it. And I think people found respect in that. Not taking up for the things he did by no means. but I'm not here to judge his life. I've made my own mistakes. At least he owned it. But when you got somebody sitting across the room that was doing the fake stuff that we saw, talking about the makeup kicks, the turd in the bed being the dogs, all these other things, man, you know, he really had a great legal team. He had a great case, man. And it's, like I said, it's a win-win. I'm curious to see what's going to happen when they come out. Dude.
I just saw Bobby Burke saying we need jury trials. In Texas, there still are jury trials for family law. And the bad part about it is that the judge can still do whatever they want. The jury just decides who gets primary or whatever. The judge can still split it up and make you pay child support and all kinds of crazy stuff. So
the scary thing with jury trials, right, is not that, it obviously came through on this side, but when you've got allegations of domestic violence or sexual abuse, you don't really want to go against the victim, right? Because it's like they have been accused of such a bad thing that if we do this wrong, we're going to be taken up for this person. That's why they call it the silver bullet. It is such a dangerous accusation because you are guilty until proven innocent. In this country, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But we don't see that happen here, And if it takes one person that says, I might not believe what that person's saying, but because of what they was accused of, I'm also not going to go against them. That is my fear with that. And I think we need to get more juries and attorneys and legislators aware of this. And let me be honest with you, dude. They know what's going on. Don't kid yourself. They know what's going on. It makes too much money. But I think right now is a perfect time to demand for people to listen. And you've never had an opportunity like you got right now, man. I can't believe I just saw Me Too get taken down. And that's not to take away from the voice of these victims. The sad thing is these rape victims or these victims of physical abuse, we're on the same side as you. Because the ones that are making these false allegations are the ones that are taking away the credibility of when you speak. That's not right. As many people believe them because there's so many false allegations out there and no consequences for it, that when a real victim steps up, people start thinking, well, whether if they're just embellishing this, we are on the same team.
I think we're seeing a shift in it. This case and some other stuff that's going on in legislation and stuff. I think if you fight it that way, and you don't want people making false allegations because it puts the people that are making the correct and truthful allegations less credible. So you don't want these false allegations going around.
No, you don't. That's what I said. It takes away from the voice of real victims. And, when talking about the money, man, like not to get political, but look at what happened in Florida last year. There was a DV organization down there, was getting millions of dollars in funding. I think it was year before last. The executive director took like 275 days of vacation. Then if I remember correctly, it was last year they took 400 days of vacation for the year. There's not even 400 days in a year.
Yeah.
And so they got busted. They got busted. Somebody finally started looking into it and said, let me go see what they're doing here. And what happened? They had to pay that money back and they got shut back down. But how many other of those industries and organizations are across the United States of America right now?
Yep.
Looks like the feet got cut. Looks like the feet got cut. I'll sit here and watch it for a second and see if anything happens. But other than that, guys, man, I'm so proud to have watched that with you. That was one of the better moments in the history of doing this thing we call Dad Talk.
That's right.
Really was,
we're
man.
Here together, going through it with you.
We did, man. We did. There was an all-time viewership attendance today too, man. So thank you guys for showing up. But like I said, please. Oh, it is coming back. Hold up.
And then come into the support group too. If you know anyone going through this, you're more than welcome to come into the Dad Talk Today support group.
Yep. Johnny's legal team needs to fight to keep this case as public precedent that can be cited. Absolutely. We might have some news on that, but I've been told I have to wait until after trial. So hopefully This isn't the last time we're going to be talking about this. Let's just put it that way.
Totally filled with people. Like, that's almost nothing there.
Johnny Gonzalez said, I am a victim. No more will I be quiet. We as men need to come forward. No shame in speaking up.
Johnny.
Mark said, yes, I need more information on the support group. Go on Facebook, Dad Talk Today support group, 100% free. Ask to join. We'll make sure that you get added in. And you got, I think there's like 10,000 something people in there that have been through situations like this. They just have never been gave a platform or a place where they feel safe to speak. Men have been isolated. They have been isolated from being able to talk about what's going on. So anyway,
If Mark goes there and joins, I'll let him in real quick.
Yeah, man.
Or whoever. So Dad Talk Today support group on Facebook.
So going back to what Johnny Gonzalez was just saying, I'm a victim. No more will I be quiet. We as men need to come forward. You know who one of the biggest detractors of men is? Other men. That if a man's going through a problem, oh man, you just need to man up, put on your man panties. Oh, dude, get over it. You need to just suck it up. Just do what they tell you. Just get an attorney. Just go through the court system. You know, stop making excuses. You just don't want to do this. You just don't want to do this. Any of the men that are doing that, you are a part of the problem. You could be over here helping your brother, giving him a helping hand, but instead you want to discredit them. I don't know why. Maybe it makes you feel good about yourself, right? Maybe it makes you think, well, I did this, so they're supposed to do it too. That makes me a better person. No, it doesn't. You never know what it's like to walk a mile in another man's shoes. You have no idea. And we could be helping so many other people if we just spoke to each other. And I'm going to encourage you, man, to keep that in mind. The word simp, I used to hate that thing, but it definitely comes to mind when seeing things like this now. So many of these guys are there to cut down these other guys. And it's not going to happen anymore. It's not going to happen anymore. Carnell's celebrating too, buddy. So Johnny Depp won. So how many of you guys are excited that this case went the way it did? I don't know about you. I don't think anybody was disappointed except for the money. But he still won. 17 million is what it's looking like right now. $17 million is still a lot of money. Right?
Yep.
But
the biggest thing is that he cleared his name.
Let's start it right now. Let's get the hashtag men twos down there in the comment. It's perfect time for it. I know Me Poo has been trending now for the past couple of months, but men too. It's that. Let's do it.
Comment on that. MENTO.
Yep.
When you put men too, it tried to spell check it to me too.
Of course it did. Of course it did. Don't let it do that to you. Stop it, big tech. Don't do that. Don't do that. There we go. There's some comments. I love it.
Men too.
Love it. Men too. Us too. It's about time we became a part of the conversation. They've done everything they can to keep us out of it. Part of the reason that you're seeing the things that you're seeing in society right now, you're seeing the school shootings and all these other things, it ties back to fatherlessness. The decline and breakdown of men. You know why they attack men so much? Because if we would have had strong men in this country, none of this crap would have ever happened in the first place. None of it. You would have had them pushing back. So let's get them out of the picture, right? That's what they do. Ah, dude, I love it.
Let's get some more strong men in politics. Come join us when we're talking to these legislators and these politicians and everyone else.
Yep. Okay. Somebody said that Johnny got 15, but Amber got 2. So that's what I was thinking when I was reading that. So he would still get around 13 million. I think that's bogus. I really do. But the biggest thing is it was still a win today, man. It was still a win. But if that would have been the other way around, let's not lie. They would have got that whole 50 million. You know they would have.
Well, it went with her movement. Me too. Amber got 2.
I bet she really is going to make a turd in the bed tonight. Oh, dude. I think I'm going to make some like dad talk turd plushies to sell. Would you guys buy one of those? We need merchandise, right? To help the podcast go. plushy turds. He has to put up with this when we're going around the country, man. I'm just joking with you guys, man. The turd emojis. I see it. Oh, Anthony said he went and buy the turd plushie. I am disappointed.
Ryan's taken 3 of them, I think. With smiley faces.
Or we could have had dog talk today, with the turd. Anyway, I get off of that. Gore said if a dude took a dump in a chick's bed, she would win it all. Hashtag she turds. You ain't kidding, dude. I mean, you ain't kidding. I mean, but you're going to be called biased when you say stuff like that. That means you hate women. Dude, every time we go on an episode, there's going to be somebody that's going to say that. We're just women haters or guys that are angry, don't want to pay child support or whatever. And it couldn't be further from the truth. That Me Too comes in here trying to cancel us every time we speak. Every single time we speak. But anyway, I wonder how much longer they're going to be waiting on this.
Mic check, blah, blah. Oh.
You want a mic check?
Okay.
1, 2. Men 2.
Is that better?
Yes, it is.
Sorry, guys.
So what we have everyone in here. There's a father absent crisis in America, and I posted on my page, and Eric has it on his page several times too, about your
Upside down.
sorry, I get echo. When
Thank
there's
you,
a
journalists.
fatherless
Thank you.
family, that you're 4 times greater to be pregnancy, alcoholism. There's all kinds of stuff that goes with it. We need to fight against this, and we need fathers. And if you're a father out there, we need you. Stop fighting. Don't walk away. This is something you do not walk away from. This is your offspring, and I know that it's hard because of all the stuff that they're throwing at you or whatever. But I'm telling you, I'm not give up. I have my children now more than I've ever had, and as long as you don't give up, things at you, eventually you will come out on top.
Guys, it's such a hard thing because when you talk about this industry and all the money that's made in there to come against you, we do not have that. We literally scrape pennies and do everything we can just to go and get the opportunities that we're doing. And I think, over the past couple of years, Robert, we've done a lot of great things, but it needs so much more. And sometimes it can be overwhelming. It feels like it's never going to happen. The system's never going to change. And so that's why, moments like this it's a proud one. It really is. And I want to see more of them. Don't wait until a celebrity is going through this to speak out about it. You see that passion that you had for Johnny, have that for your fellow man. You know what I mean? It's not that hard. But sorry, man, my phone's going off the hook and it keeps cutting off the feed. But
yeah, someone
just waiting to see. So let me ask you, do you think Johnny Depp is going to be doing the Vince McMahon walk when he comes out? You ever seen Vince do it?
Can you imagine him just coming out like in character or something? Like
Conor McGregor. Hey, I won today. You like the Jack Sparrow thing?
I would have loved to have seen him live. Like
It was her
that would
turn.
have been amazing.
Turds of the Caribbean. Man, we could do so many spinoffs, Robert. So many spinoffs. Oh,
Francis
somebody
is in
said Ric
tears.
Flair. Woo! Yes.
Yes, Joe.
Yeah.
The world needed to see this.
Limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, turd squishing, son of a gun. You didn't get it, did you? Slick Rick. He's actually doing a match coming up in a couple of weeks. At 70-something years old. He's somebody I'd like to talk to. But okay. Me poo. Down in the comments, it's starting to take off. Me poo. We talked about doing a documentary called Me Poo.
Yeah.
You still want to do that?
I don't know if it'll take off.
I think it would take off. I do. Really will. Isaac Wright said, "You will always remember this as the day that you almost took down Johnny Depp." This has got to be vindication for a lot of these guys that have sat by and watched this for years too, man. Allow us to sink it in. Allow us to sink it in. Ace Perez said, "Dad talk today. You are right. I'm in Texas. I have court on June 15th. I'm going for full custody for both kids for 6 years. I have fought my wife's false allegations. I have heard evidence of abuse. I will win. Both kids want to live with me. Son is old enough to choose, and he chose me." Texas, man. Texas is one of those states that you really need to keep your eye on. And I tell you, last year when we showed up to the Capitol, that was the biggest showing that I've ever seen of advocates, man. They got a great advocacy group down there. But I do believe it's on the tipping point. They ended up doing something. They was trying to get shared parenting where there would be equal rights, in family court. They ended up doing like expanded the standard. It's almost 50-50, but they keep it a little bit lower. Why? Because if it's a little bit lower, you still got to pay child support. Because if you don't pay child support, the state doesn't receive the money back from it, right? So many people have no idea, Robert, that they make a percentage of child support. The state gets a kickback.
For every dollar you pay, the state receives a kickback. And so it's that money is why you still have child support and somebody pays child support. Yep. Has nothing to do with custody anymore.
Speaking of Johnny, Karen said he's been vindicated. Now Disney and everybody studios can come crawling back, make them pay Johnny. From what I've seen, there's so many different articles going out right now. You don't know what's true and what's not, but it sounded like they've already replaced Johnny in the Pirates reboot. And he's lost several other jobs leading up to this. So, yeah, I don't know. 13 million doesn't seem like justification. And I know he was just worried about his name. There's no telling what it cost him just to fight this case.
Yeah.
That was a lot of time in court. Let me tell you something, guys. Attorneys, like you just saw, ain't cheap. They was worth every penny, whatever he paid them. I'll tell you that. They was worth every penny, but at the same time, it wasn't cheap. So I think that I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And
I can't even imagine the security around there right now.
Dude, it's got to be nuts. It's not going to be as bad as they thought, though. If that would have went the other way around, I think this is one time you would have seen the people really, really, really up in arms. And, another thing when talking about these alienators, they will make these accusations like you saw with Amber, and they're just ridiculous. You can see right through them. The dangerous side on this is when I was listening to one of Johnny's experts, and they were saying that the most dangerous person that you have in something like this is the one that tells a little bit of truth. They had a little bit of truth, but they leave out that one little detail that can flip it back on you. And boy, do I know that type.
Oh,
and yeah, because they're giving you a little bit of both. You're getting a little bit of the lie. You're getting a little bit of the truth at the same time. And some of these people are just so good at what they do. So good.
I didn't even think about this. We should have been there.
I loved it. Well, that goes back to, the struggle to be able to go and do what we do.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Those plane flights aren't cheap, brother.
No, they're not.
As we found out.
Just riding up a bike.
Huh?
This kid just riding a bike right through there.
Riding a bike?
Yeah. Kid just rode a bike straight through everybody.
So you think he'll come out as Edward Scissorhands?
I don't know. I'm telling you, I think he'd probably come out in character. I don't think he can contain himself. Like I wouldn't. I'd be like, yes.
So I hear some. All right. She is a rock star.
The legal team.
Camille, please come to Dad Talk. We want to talk to you. We need you a little bit further. Who would like to see Camille on Dad Talk? Let's hear it. I know I would. Rock star.
100%. What's that guy have, a gun in his hand? The one with the sunglasses? What's that long thing? Oh, it's an umbrella. I don't know. I don't even know.
Careful with that.
2 umbrellas.
Yeah. Not only Camille, I'd love to talk to Shannon Curry. She was amazing as well. All right, I'm gonna shut up. Let's hear what we got to hear.
Hi, everyone. Today's verdict confirms what we have said from the beginning, that the claims against Johnny Depp are defamatory and unsupported by any evidence. We are grateful, so grateful to the jury for their careful deliberation, to the judge and the court staff who have devoted an enormous amount of time and resources towards this case.
Our judicial system is predicated on each person's right to have his or her case heard, and we were honored, truly honored, to assist Mr. Depp in ensuring that his case was fairly considered throughout the trial. We are also most pleased that the trial has resonated for so many people in the public who value truth and justice. Now that the jury has reached its conclusive verdict, it's time to turn the page and look to the future. Thank you all so much, and thanks to the jury.
Thank you so much.
Ms. Vasquez, have you spoken to Johnny? How is he feeling? How's Johnny feeling? Will Johnny and Amber ever speak to each other again? Ms. Vasquez, is this the end of the matter? Ms. Vasquez, will there be any more legal action?
She said, "Drop the mic. Thank you. Goodbye." She got a style, man. See, we don't hate all women. We love her. Love you, Camille.
Yeah, that's how lawyers should be. Like, she is the perfect example. She was very posed, didn't get heated, didn't get whatever, like, addressed the judge whenever she wasn't, Amber Heard wasn't, or whoever wasn't, doing what they were supposed to. So she's amazing.
She was, man. Rock star. I wonder if we're going to hear from Me Poo. This would be the perfect time to bring the dog out and say, "Did you do it?"
Yeah.
Put the dog on the stand. The jury didn't try it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's
I
amazing,
cracked
guys.
myself.
I mean, you saw it for yourself. You went through, how long was that trial? How many days?
Oh, dude, well, it's been going on for I think about 4 years, because it started off in England and they went in Amber's favor.
Yeah.
And then, come on. So she was supposed to donate all that money. Was it like $7 million to the ACLU? And it never happened. And I loved it when Camille said that. And she was like, "Why didn't you give it?" She was like, "Because Johnny sued me." She was like, "Ms. Heard, you had that money for 13 months. But Elon, he gave a little donation." And you know what, dude? I love Elon. But Elon, what were you thinking? Seriously. Her?
Well, at least he started thinking. And
Jesus.
Can you imagine dating Amber Heard? Whoever dates her after that.
There's somebody crazy enough. Yeah, I mean, dude, it's not like that. It's not like they put a turd in your bed on the first date. A lot of these people are charming. You don't know who they are until it's too late, man. They know they got those claws on you. And that sounds evil. It gets pretty
Wouldn't
damn
it be
evil.
kind of crazy if some of us came forward after this?
Robert Norman Reed said, "Dad Talk today. You need to read Heard's statement on Twitter." Ooh, is it on there? I'll gladly do it. Give me a second, Robert. Fill some time for me.
All right.
Let me find the turd.
Yeah. So for all of y'all that are new to Dad Talk, Eric and I and a couple other people, we travel around the country and try to get laws changed in every state to benefit, children, what's in truly the children's best interest. So.
All right, Robert. We need to pull out the Kleenex.
All right.
Guys, I hate to make you guys emotional like this. I really do. It's going to be hard for you. I got it right here. I'm going to read it from my cell phone.
Okay, I got a bag of chips. Let's go.
All right. The disappointment I feel today is beyond words. I'm heartbroken that the mountain of evidence still was not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband. I'm even more disappointed with what this verdict means for other women. It is a setback. She said it's a setback. Stepped on a bee. It sets back the clock to a time when a woman who spoke up and spoke out could be publicly shamed and humiliated. It sets back the idea that violence against women is to be taken seriously. Remember, Violence Against Women's Act. Remember what I said? She just had that. Connect the dots. Anyway, I believe Johnny's attorney succeeded in getting the jury to overlook the key issue of freedom of speech and ignore evidence that was so conclusive that we won in the UK. I'm sad I lost this case, but I'm sadder still that I seem to have lost a right I thought I had as an American to speak freely and openly. Now I got to use the bathroom. That was it. The end.
The end.
The end. Bye-bye.
Read Johnny's statement. Is Johnny on there too?
Yeah, let me see. If Johnny's in on here.
You know, she's
Come on,
just
man,
she got caught.
You know he's got to be thrilled. You know he's got to be thrilled.
Does she still think she's going to be head of VAWA?
Dude, if she even said the violence against women in that statement, I'm telling you guys, this is the crap that the media does that has caused it to be this way in the first place. If you get politics out of it and the different sides that people take and just look at it for what it is, they put little signs like this out there all the time. And if you are aware of the crap that goes on in these court systems, you'll catch it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll catch it. I mean, just like the way they make men and dads look on TV. He's always going to be an idiot or a deadbeat or dead. There is an attack on men because I tell you, if we had strong leadership and men in the household, this crap that you're seeing in this world right now would not be happening. Now, I'm not saying all men are good because there's lots of deadbeats out there. There is real deadbeats. But the majority of the ones that I've met coming across the country that come to these rallies, that tune into these shows, that are trying to get their stories out there, that's not a deadbeat. A deadbeat's not going to try. He's not going to be there. He's going to give up. These men are fighting tooth and nail. Anyway.
We have about 500,000 followers. If they were deadbeats, they wouldn't be interested in what's going on and trying to get their kids back and whatever else and even fighting to change laws. Like, no.
Okay.
I won't accept that.
I have an official statement from Johnny Depp. Found it. Let me pull this down. It's still playing in the background. It says, 6 years ago, my life, the life of my children, the lives of those closest to me, and also the lives of the people who for many, many years have supported and believed in me were forever changed, all in the blink of an eye. False, very serious, and criminal allegations were levied at me via the media, which triggered an endless barrage of hateful content, although no charges were ever brought against me. It had already traveled around the world twice within a nanosecond, and it had a seismic impact on my life and my career. And 6 years later, the jury gave me my life back. I am truly humbled. My decision to pursue this cause, knowing very well the height of the legal hurdles that I would be facing and the inevitable worldwide spectacle into my life, was only made after considerable thought. From the very beginning, the goal of bringing this case was to reveal the truth, regardless of the outcome. Speaking the truth was something that I owed to my children and to all those who have remained steadfast in their support of me. I feel at peace knowing I have finally accomplished that. I am and have been overwhelmed by the outpouring of love and the colossal support and kindness from around the world. I hope that my quest to have the truth be told will have helped others, men or women, who have found themselves in my situation, and that those supporting them never give up. I also hope that the position will now return to innocent until proven guilty, both within the courts and in the media. I like that.
Absolutely.
I wish to acknowledge the noble work of the judge, the jurors, the court staff, and the sheriffs who have sacrificed their own time to get to this point. and to my diligent and unwavering legal team who did an extraordinary job in helping me to share the truth. The best is yet to come, and a new chapter has finally begun. Veritas nunquam perit. I guess I said that right. Truth never perishes, Johnny Depp. Dude, that's it. You're
You know what?
supposed to be innocent until proven guilty.
Johnny was finally heard.
Yep. I see what, and you talk about me. Talk about, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Guys, man, thank you for tuning in. We're not done. We're not done. This is just the beginning. And we need you. We need you here. Because later on today, there's going to be several Johnnies, even today, that are going to be going through this same situation, that are going to feel like they are guilty until proven innocent. Nobody's going to listen to them. Nobody. And it can be almost impossible to fight off this stuff. He had the money to do it. Again, take away the legal team, take away the fame, and become a regular man in America trying to fight against this. You don't want to know what that's like. You do not want to know what that's like. That's why you're seeing the celebrating that you're seeing here. Absolutely.
And the other part to this is, I just thought about it. Johnny wasn't at risk of going to jail. What y'all are facing right now with false allegations, you will lose your child. You will lose your freedom. If there's a false allegation against you, and it's a felony or whatever, or let's just say that you beat your kid or molested him or whatever, then you could seriously be looking at prison, jail, and have your freedom at risk for false allegations. And a lot of you are going through that. So, just keep fighting and come in the support group if you need support.
Yeah. All right.
And
So many of these guys just don't understand it. So when I say good, it's over, I'm tired of hearing about it. Really? It needs to be in the conversation way more. I am shocked at how so many didn't understand the importance of what you saw here today. But then again, that's politics and media, right?
Landmark case.
100%. One of the most important cases of my lifetime so far. Robert, when I started this, I had no idea. When I was born, I never wanted to be a men's rights advocate or talking about the issues that we're doing here. And there's been many times that I've thought to myself, God, please get some results out here so we could quit doing it, because it's taxing, right?
Absolutely.
But there was a reason for every one of these things that are happening. And you cannot give up, guys. Let this be seen. He went through 4 years of this, but he didn't give up, right?
Yep.
Sometimes it's delayed gratification. But it
the
looks
other
like he's
thing-
getting his gratification today.
Yeah, he couldn't give up. They took away everything that he loved, which was his acting, his credibility, everything that he built up. Same thing with you all. You take nothing left to lose. At that point, this is why we all become advocates. When they take away everything and there's nothing left to lose, that's where they really mess up, because they're breeding advocates like crazy right now, because
Really?
they think they can do it and get away with it.
Your mic is messing up, man. Anyway, guys, it looks like that's going to be the end of it. I was hoping that we was going to get to hear from the other side. Hashtag me poo, hashtag men too. We've got lots of different hashtags that you guys can go celebrate with tonight. Please join us again next week. And if you are not liked and subscribed to these feeds, you're probably not getting the notifications. I tell you one thing, these issues have a hard time seeing light of day, and a lot of times they get in the feed and it just somehow magically gets lost. Even though there's 500,000 followers, we'll see the counter just only reach like 1,000 people, and it's like, what is going on here?
And subscribe.
Like and subscribe. The rush to cover up this narrative, it's coming. I can promise you that it's coming. and we need to be ready for it. So, Robert, with that said, man,
All
what you
right,
got to
we're
say?
out.
You want to
We'll
say
see you
anything to the
next
people
time.
on the way out?
What's that?
Said you want to say anything to the people on the way out?
No, just like, subscribe, come see us in the support group. And we're behind you, but we need you behind us also. We travel a lot of places. We get the word out, and we still need to get it out to a lot more places and educate the people that are making these laws.
Absolutely. Guys, it was a win for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Your voice is being heard. Make sure they continue hearing it. The world tomorrow, your kids, your grandkids, their grandkids, depends on you standing up and doing what's right today. My name is Eric Carroll with Robert Garza. We'll see you next time. Hey everybody, Eric Carroll here. Thank you for tuning in to another exciting episode of Dad Talk Today. While we fight for you, we would ask for you to please help fight for us. Like, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell so you get notifications every time we go live. There's also Super Chats, patreon.com/Dad Talk Today, and other ways you can support our channel. Thank you for being here, and we will see you next time.